Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. This is Adam from Wax Pack Gods. Today I want to run through a set that was a cause of great confusion for me as a young collector, but a set that was also a great educational opportunity for me to learn about the game and the hobby and to really get my juices flowing to start collecting in earnest. So I'm talking about this 1982 Topps box set that they produced for Kmart's 20th anniversary, and that featured the American League and National League MVPs from 1962 through 1981. You can see the checklist on the back here, and we'll run through these cards. But that gives you a hint as to the star power in the set. Now, right off the bat, we'll see why these cards were confusing. So Mickey Mantle was the 1962 AL MVP. And one of my friends had this set of cards, and he showed me this Mantle card, and he claimed that it was a real 1962 Topps Mantle card, and I had no reason to doubt him, and so both he and I thought he had quite a great treasure there. I was jealous, and I wanted some of these cards, but what really confused me was this next card, Maury Wills, the 1962 National League MVP. Now, Wills and Topps had some sort of a dispute when he came up, I think, with the Detroit Tigers, and Topps decided not to sign him to a contract because someone considered him not good enough prospect or something along those lines. And so Maury Wills would not appear on a real Topps card until 1967. However, he did win the NL MVP award in 1962, and so when this 82 set came up, Topps had to do something to get him in there, and so they mocked up this card. So when I saw this card in 83, 84, somewhere around there, I wanted to know what the real Wills card was worth, but I couldn't find it anywhere. It's not in price guides, it wasn't in dealer lists, nothing, because it didn't exist. Very confusing. But as we go through, we can see some of the guys that I didn't know at the time, but I found out through this set were superstars and indeed most valuable players. Elston Howard, Sandy Koufax, Brooks Robinson, Ken Boyer, Zoelio Versailles of the Minnesota Twins. Hardly ever hear about him these days. The Twins made it to the series that year, and he was the MVP. Willie Mays, Frank Robinson. I always thought he looked like he was wearing a basketball jersey here, especially because he had no cap on. I realize now that this was because he had just been traded from the Cincinnati Reds to the Baltimore Orioles, and Topps didn't have a current photo of him. Bob Clemente still doesn't sit right with me. He is Roberto. Carl Yastrzemski. This was Yaz's Triple Crown year, 67. Orlando Cepeda. Then we have Denny McLain and Bob Gibson, who won Cy Youngs and MVPs in the year of the pitcher, 1968, and then faced each other in that World Series. Harmon Killebrew, Killer. Willie McCovey, Boog Powell, Johnny Bench, the first of his MVP awards. Vida Blue, one of the outstanding and dominating performance he had in 1971. Joe Torre. A lot of people forget that Torre was just a stud third baseman before he became a Hall of Fame manager. Rich Allen, sort of the Albert Joey Bell of his time, kind of had a reputation for being angry, but was a heck of a hitter. Johnny Bench, another MVP for the Reds. Reggie Jackson, not a terribly beautiful card, but he was the MVP in the American League in 1973. Pete Rose won his only MVP award in 1973 also. Jeff Burroughs won the MVP award in 1974. Kind of came out of nowhere and went back there afterwards. His son Sean had a fairly successful major league career a generation later. We have Steve Garvey in 74. And then this Fred Lynn card was also confusing because Lynn was a rookie. He won the Rookie of the Year and the American League MVP award in 1975. However, in the 75 base set, he appeared on a 4-player rookie card. And so Topps broke out his photo and made this mock-up card for the Kmart set. So it's another one that I wasn't able to find in price guides or dealers' tables or anything like that, which was a source of confusion again. And little Joe Morgan won his first MVP award in 75. Thurman Munson won for the AL in 76, and Morgan repeated for the Reds in 76. The Reds were just absolute monsters those 2 years. Rod Carew hit 388 and won the American League MVP in 1977. George Foster slammed 52 home runs and won the NL MVP in 77, even though the Reds lost the NL West title to the Dodgers. Jim Rice and Dave Parker were a couple of mashers, and they won the 78 MVP awards. So 10 years apart, 10 years after the year of the pitcher, hitters were kind of taking over again. In 79, Keith Hernandez and Willie Pop Stargell shared the National League MVP award. Oops, and I missed Don Baylor. The late Don Baylor, who won the American League MVP award in 79 for the Angels. And then, in 1980, George Brett hit a monstrous 390. Looked like he might have hit 400 if he could have stayed in the lineup the whole year. But he won the MVP award. And Mike Schmidt, won the first of his 3 MVP awards in 1980. In 1981, which was the strike-shortened season, Raleigh Fingers won the Cy Young and the MVP award in the American League. And Schmidt, with just a great card there. Actually, this is a photo of Fingers' Topps traded card from 81, not his base card. And then Schmidt has a great card here, and he won the NL MVP award again in 1981. And then there are a few highlight cards to round out the set and get the number up to 44. So we got Don Drysdale, Hank Aaron, and Pete Rose, and we're back to the beginning. Card backs tell us about the season in which the guys won the MVP awards. They're clearly marked with Kmart and 20th anniversary. But again, as a young collector, I didn't know these weren't the real cards, and they were confusing. I've grown to love these cards over the years because, I kind of remember how they taught me about these superstars. I remember the days about learning what the cards look like and what they might be worth and what they might not be worth. The only disappointing thing about this particular box is that it didn't come with a piece of gum. And I just might have tried it, even though it's 36 years old. Cool thing is you can still buy these for $2 or less, just about anywhere you can find cards. And it's a good piece of hobby history to have. So I hope you've enjoyed this review of the 1982 Topps Kmart 20th Anniversary box set. Be sure to check us out at waxpackgods.com and follow us on Twitter at waxpackgods. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.